Hey everyone, welcome to this weekend Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for September 23rd through the 25th of 2016. I'm Athen, and this is for Sidereal Astrology. If you are new to the channel, be sure to check out the link down below because the signs are different. All right, so this weekend we are in the third quarter phase of the lunar cycle, which is a time to challenge ourselves. Essentially, we had that lunar eclipse last week in Pisces. And so that was a time of awareness about the importance of acceptance in our life. So now it's time to implement that a bit. And any new insights that you did gain last week or since last week, it's a great weekend and going into next week to implement these things. So with the square, it's where we have to will ourselves to take action and implement those energies and really work on our personal development there. And I think a key area of working on our personal development is with that acceptance, which was what that lunar eclipse in Pisces was all about. So with that willingness to do so, I think it's an excellent weekend for learning. I think a great weekend for reading, writing, sharing, communicating. We're going to have the moon in Gemini both Friday and Saturday. And so it's great to find the middle path with this, treating life as a place to learn and exchanging ideas with others and open-mindedness and just a general willingness to learn and a willingness to share ideas can be great here. And again, a great area for us to challenge ourselves. Now, this weekend, things are shifting. Things are certainly moving forward because we've got the Saturn squaring up to Neptune, which is lifted up and will continue to lift up what may have been a fog or uncertainty over the past year, really since November of last year. But it does take time for this to wane. But yeah, we could feel a bit of shift and maybe some clarity this weekend. Mercury is also going to be gaining his momentum direct. So things are going forward with our routines, our daily lives, and a lot of the stuff that we've been reconsidering and maybe reflecting on these past 3 weeks with that retrograde. So with whatever we were rethinking, reconsidering, and just with that more internalization that often occurs with Mercury retrograde, a lot of things are starting to move forward, and it's slowly but surely, but I think this weekend we can certainly see that. Now on Friday, we are going to have Mercury trining up to Pluto, as he has been pretty much this whole earlier part of the week. So again, particularly on Friday, really good for diving deep with matters. Again, reading, writing, sharing, communicating with the moon in Gemini, Mercury trining up to Pluto, Mercury going direct. A lot of this stuff is starting to usher forward, and anything that does require deep thinking, conveying the deep truth of life, expressing ourselves in deep ways and meaningful ways, I think it can be great on Friday. And really just a willingness to change. Anytime there's a trine from Pluto, there is a willingness to change. So I think it's a great weekend for implementing that, and slowly but surely with that Mercury gaining that momentum. All right, so that's going to be Friday. Then Saturday is this sort of pivotal part of the weekends where we come into Sunday's energy and transition out of Friday's energy. So again, Friday, Saturday, more Gemini, more mercurial, more about the ideas. Still great to be flexible, to learn things. Then as we go into Sunday, the moon will be shifting into Cancer. So this is where we get into the emotional side to life, where where Gemini is the mind, Cancer is the emotions. And I think Sunday is a really good day for connecting with our sentiments, whether it's home, family, our bodies, such as through our health. These kinds of things can be very good, and just having a bit of privacy, a bit of reflection in our lives, I think on Sunday can be very good. Now, with that being said, it's also a very inspiring second half of the weekend. The sun is getting very close to Jupiter. They're going to conjunct Sunday evening, Monday morning. So this happens, once a year. This is about seeing possibilities, seeing potentials, and a lot of what we are seeing potentials with has been this Sun and Jupiter in Virgo. So this is about how we can work on the details of things, how we can find solutions to problems or things that can be fixed or improved. And what I always say with Virgo is, or what I've been saying lately actually with that lunar eclipse, is how we can control the things in our immediate sphere of influence. And the most important thing we have in our immediate sphere of influence is ourselves, right? And so personal development, self-improvement, working on our routine, our diets, our regimens, these kinds of things is just excellent right now with both the Sun and Jupiter in Virgo. And in that way, we grow, we develop, and our external environment can certainly reflect that. All right, so yeah, and also a good second half of the weekend for maybe a bit of the inspiring things in life, such as going for a walk, going for a hike, connecting to nature, maybe reading some philosophy, some spirituality, some astrology even, anything that expands our minds. I also want to mention too that Pluto is going to be stationed on Sunday. It's going to go direct on Monday. So there is transformation and shifts changing with those belief systems. Pluto has been transiting Sagittarius, helping us change old limiting belief systems and to see what is possible in life. And that's certainly shifting. So it's a great weekend for seeing where we can release any old patterns that are inhibiting us or limiting us in terms of where we can expand those horizons. And make some changes again, especially with Pluto in good harmony up there to Mercury with that trine. Now Mars is actually making his way into Sagittarius going into next week. I do want to mention, so there is this transformation that did occur this later part of last week, having to do with our independence, having to do with our drives and perhaps motivations. So going into next week, there could quite be this more inspiring, more again adventurous spirit when it comes to getting things done. And a lot of that can be quite motivating. Sagittarius reflects that inspiration of life that, in this case, can get that body moving, that ball moving, and whatever else we might be geared towards going into next week. All right, so this weekend, certainly emphasizing a sort of pivotal weekend where Friday, Saturday, Gemini, a bit of that learning can go a long ways, reading, writing, etc. It could be very powerful to do that, very powerful for that expression there, conveying the deep truth of things, but things also lifting up with that Saturn squaring up to Neptune, coming outside of that 1 degree orb. Then as we go into Sunday, so Saturday, Sunday, the moon goes into Cancer, which is more watery, more emotional. I think it's a great day for reflection, for connecting with our sentiments. And as a result, or actually in accordance with this, there is inspiration. And I think it's a great time to see that inspiration, to reflect on it a bit, change our belief system, have that open-mindedness, and with Mars and Sagittarius, perhaps begin to move some of these things forward. But I do want to mention next week we will be in the balsamic phase, so it is going to be a lowering of energy time. But in this third quarter, I think it's great to be implementing particularly the things that maybe did come to you over the past week at that time, as well as how to have more acceptance along the life journey. All right, so I hope you guys have an awesome weekend. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all on Monday.